Hello and welcome. This is just an overview of one of the ways which could help you with your law revision before your exams. Now, one of the things you must do, which is very important, is to make sure that the notes that you've taken during your time at university or college are up to date. So if they're not, make sure your friends have given you the notes so everything's up to date. Then put everything in date order. Now, during the actual law course, your lecturer will probably have given you assignments or problem-solving questions or basically essays for you to attempt, which would have been marked and come back to you. You have to make sure that when you're revising that you also take into consideration the errors that have been made and that you don't make the same error in the actual exam. So how do you go about planning on revising, and when do you start revising? Well, this very much depends upon you. I can only go on how I've actually started revising, or when I was doing my law exams, how I did it. What I would do was I would get myself a diary, a large diary that I could put on the wall, and I would insert the dates of when I knew the exams would take place. Then I would work 6 weeks backwards so that I would know more or less which exam I'd needed to start with first. Then I would also provide myself with a daily schedule and give myself ample time for breaks. I'm an early riser. I prefer studying in the morning from like 7 to 10. Then I'd have an hour's break, then continue from 11 to 1, then 2 to 5, and then 6 to 8, and then I would go to bed early. You have to decide yourself how you will go about studying, and it's very important you keep to that schedule. It's also important that if you're starting early, 6 weeks before an exam, that you also give yourself a bit of time. You need to eat well and also rest, but you need to keep on with the momentum and keep studying. So you have all these notes that you've accumulated over the year, but it becomes almost impossible for you to start and you don't know where to start. Now, the next step you need to do is, while you're actually preparing to revise, is to consolidate those notes. Now, some students prefer to create what they call key cards to memorize the cases. Other students prefer to just give themselves brief topic lists disclosing the point of law, the case name, and a short summary. This is entirely up to you. I will, however, help you and provide you with some examples of what I mean by providing yourself with a brief topic list. This will be very useful if you prefer to use this methodology. Another important aspect of when you're revising is that you need to go over the exam papers or any past papers that you may have been given, assignments, essay-based questions, problem-solving questions. It is important for you to also give yourself an opportunity to do those assignments and questions again and test yourself under exam conditions. So it's 2 weeks before the start of your first exam. Make sure that you keep to your schedule. Have plenty of rest and make sure you eat well. On the day, obviously check that you have everything, pens, spares, and if you're leaving the house, leave earlier than normal, particularly if you're going to be travelling by tube to get to the test centre. As I mentioned to you earlier, if you look at the link below and click on it, there will be a guide showing you how to create either key cards to memorize from or topic lists. This can help you when it comes to revising your law exams. It's just a technique of what to do. And this leaves me by saying I wish you all the best in your exams, and I'm sure you'll get your desired result.